I've built a hut after 100 years. It do not exist. I have a whole life table. Nobody knows about the life. Here's a big African life. Nobody knows. The lions have also a life. The elephants have life, but nobody knows their life. Nobody have tell a story about the life. But now, in school, we have to read the book, The Jock of the Bushveld. Now, the Bushveld is here, just if you go to the Creerville, a lot of bushes there. Now, Jock is a dog. Now, this is an English guy, he have his dog. Now, surely in that time, there's still wild animals, and he have his dog. Now he tell about the story about his dog. Now surely he faced other wild dogs, other hyenas, other problems where the dog was defending. Yeah, eventually also he fight a baboon and he won the baboon. So now there's a whole book. The guy has a story. He sells something, so you have to move. But there's no roads. He have his horse and his wagon. He's a business guy, a merchant. But he have his dog protect him. But this is a bulldog, this is a heavy dog. Now, he have written something down. Now we know they have lived a dog. His one name was Jock, and he have helped this business guy in the bushveld. A bush is just a short tree. Somebody have make a story of one of his dogs. Now surely the guy's a good writer. So it's a nice story, and the story go about this dog. Something real that have happened. So how much things have happened? You don't know. There was a big elephant. You don't know about the big elephant. There was a mammoth. Elephant that can live in the snow. You don't know these stories. You have some bones that maybe tell a little story. That they have exist a strange type of animal in a strange type of place.
Yes.
Alright, so there is many stories which are not recorded. It never happened. There was crises, adventures. So each person have a very meaningful story. They say, oh, my story is not something. No, it depends on can you put it in words. You don't only have to tell the stories of the emperor. The only stories we hear is the stories about the emperor because they have a history guide. Have written down what each day happened with him. Now, most of the things are very boring, but some things happened. Now, what is immutable? Where's the immutable stories of the past? Where? So here, the Egyptian pharaohs say, my house will be destroyed by the wind and by the time. Let me build a big thing that won't be destroyed. After 5,000 years, they stand still. A massive mountain, a square mountain. You never get a square mountain. You get many mountains, but not a square mountain. And it's not a mountain that's just you cut a little bit. They have moved the stones. Build the mountain. Mountain cannot be moved. So now we call this is an immutable element. Somebody have engraved something. So everyone says, oh, how have they built this? Why there is pyramids? You can ask anybody on the world, is there pyramids? You say, yeah, there's pyramids in Egypt. But surely there's many pyramids over the world. They've just discovered here in the Amazon, there in South America, between Brazil and Venezuela, there's a massive, it's just a little bit past the equator. It's just bushes. So nobody know what happened there. It's very wild still. But today they have all sorts of laser things that can look which is behind the bushes, and they scan it. So they find old cities. They're in the middle of the bushes. Now surely the weather have changed. Maybe the weather was not so, but then the weather changed. Too much trees start growing. Therefore they call it the Amazon. Amazon is just massive trees. So they in North America, which is not very far from the equator, and surely the rainforest, surely trees grow there for thousands of years. All right, immutability. So somebody have do something and it was not a race.
I see.
Everything are erased. Now, how can you let something be not erased, be immutable? This is the word. What must you do to make things that it cannot be erased? Because something happened. Something significant happened. Here, Beethoven, something happened just in his head. He go out and walk in the morning in the field, and then he have a new piece of music. Then he take the whole day to write it down. He have a thought. Now, he have lived, 500 years ago or 300 years ago, and he have a thought one morning stand up. How many people have? You don't know about it. But he have a thought. He could have expressed the thought not in poems, in music. Now we write the music, you don't play the music, you don't even hear it, but he hear it in his head. Now, there's a big orchestra. They try to, the notes he have written, try to make the instruments according to the notes. Then the most beautiful music come out. Which he have this morning, you have just walked. How many people walk in the morning? You have no clue that you will never live down, just gone forever. Now, surely many people have a music piece that's too primitive. No, people want to remember it. They want to remember the Bigfoot. But now, even out of 300 years, you hear what he have seen that morning. By writing it down on paper, he have make it immutable. And in 1,000 years, you will probably still hear it. But nobody have written music down 1,000 years ago. Why have the Pharaoh not write down some music? We know David have a lot of music instruments. He have developed a lot of music instruments. You can know they have many music instruments. If you see in the book of Daniel, they must bow down before the statue. Then he say, wow. And then you have about 10 instruments they call up. They have all sorts of names. So they have instruments. Why now surely David have written words for the music. But he have not written the music. Why have he not next to the palm write the music? They have probably not think of a couple of lines and say, well, the music go up and the music go down and the music is a little bit longer and the music go louder and it'll go softer. This is very easy to think. Why have we not written? He have only write some Hebrew. Why haven't we written the music behind it? Then we would know how the songs would have gone. Or there may be vague songs that was transferred from generation to generation. The child sings it and the next generation sing it. So some of the songs we have is very strange songs which the children sing. They sing very strange. If you listen to the words, now beautiful people just sing it. They don't think what it was the time they somebody have described a certain time.
I see.
Do you understand that? Some seriousness that have happened. Hush, hush, fall down. Fuck off. That was measles, and the people just walk and fall down. It's a plague. So the song go about it, but the children say, hush, 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 fall, and then they fall down. Can you stand it? But they have sing about something that have happened in Europe. So Benny called up all these songs. He says very strange songs.
Sure.
Yeah, all these children songs. Hans and Giggy, they get lost in the bush. And then old woman catch them, put them in a cage and feed them. But she cannot see. So they must put their finger out. So you can see when are they fat that she can eat them. Oh. Strange. This is now children's song.
And they have to always give the pinky.
Yeah. So Hans have an idea of one of the bones he gives. Now, surely it means there was many bushes you could get lost. And these strange people live and they eat people.
How come I also know this story? This monk will always give the pinky. Never get fat.
But you don't tell the reality. They eat the children.
It's not just makeups.
It's not makeups. All these stories are real stories. Why would you tell a story like this to the children? This is a cannibal. This is who eating people. You have to get fat so that the children can be eaten, like chicken. Take all the small chicken is still fresh, or the lambs. All right, but think now. Immutability. How do you achieve immutability? You can build now a pyramid. Why do you want immutability?
So that you can keep the truth.
So, Musa's father died. Now, he make an opera about death. Who have ever made an opera? Who can capture what it is? You have to hear now the sounds we bring. Still, his father is dead. His father is dead, but his father still speaks, control him still. Understand that? Father is very disciplined, but he are a creator. Father is very concerned about rules. Surely he cannot be so concerned about the rules. He have to think of new things. You have a new world he live in. Now you can now say, if you have a big base, you start living in a better world. So you have always new things that come up. Yes. Why? You have a big your life. You should have some talent also. So this means you must mature. The moment you mature, things become more and more interesting. Can you understand? If you have a good bass, the excitement become much more intense. So surely we talk now, the tree must mature. Now all sorts of new interesting things start happening. Surely he's in his 30s, he have a good music base and he know music in and out, and he bring out new music. And ending new music. If you take no Bach, it's one piece after another piece. It just never stops. One is better than the other one. Normally you can say maybe somebody has one good piece. But not so many pieces. You see, this is maturity. The normal people cannot even bring one piece out. So he right for the church. Eventually he say, no, let me go into the marketplace, go in the restaurants, and then I play there a little bit my music. So then I play music, more people come and listen, and more people eat in the restaurants. Surely the restaurant like it and pay him something. And eventually he don't only compose for the church, he composed though for the common people also. And here and there, very beautiful pieces come out. Just because you have a different marketplace. You say, well, these people is now, they sit and eat here and want some fun, make it a little bit different. Highly intelligent, up and it's just unexpected. Each of them new notes. So surely each morning he wake up, he have to describe. And surely here's Mozart, here the landlady come and say, where's your rent? Then scream to him. Now we have a song. Go like that.
Don't scream to a musician. No.
He will interpret it in music. This is now for eternally recorded how the woman she goes here, quack, 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 quack. It just sounds like one of the birds.
People have creation. It's just it's
All right, so how much, if you see thing, can you expand on it? Can you really express it? All right, you need some subject. So surely Mozart knows music. He can maybe not write a poem about it, but he can make music about it. So Beethoven, when he was young, his father hit him. Then he ran away, and there's a lake there. So he run, and then he jump in the lake, and then he lie on the lake, and he look up, and he see the stars. Now this is his music. Then you hear the music. Now we run in the bush till he gets to the lake. Then he gets silent, and then he get on the water. He lie, and then then he try to express the big universe he see. So then you hear the most beautiful. But before it's not the beautiful, it's very run. Clunk, 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 all sorts of how the music goes. Now the only melody you remember is his famous thing. Dun, 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 dun. But this is how he look up to you and he try to, can I express it?
I cannot express through water. How can we express through music?
So they have music. Now some people try to express through their poems. Their experience. Now the spring come, and then the rain, and then the flowers come up. And there's always other meanings behind it. Alright, so how can you make something immutable? There happens something. Something significant happened. Can you capture it? Make it immutable? So this is the question. Can you make something immutable? Now let me say, the light shine. You see your face. You see, wow, the universe. Just like it. You see something open. You walk away and it never exists. How can you make it immutable? So watch when he says, wow, I see something. I say, here's so fantastic. I remembered ever. Then he walked to the kitchen. He said, I forgot now. Oh, what? I just see it now, a second ago. What now? He think the whole day he cannot come up again. He said, why have I seen this? Oh, surely now he say, you have to capture the light, this treasure, this happening, this you have to make it immutable. Now surely we can be happy because Jesus appeared here. Something happened. Not only things he's saying, things happened. At least some must also have grown up to write at least something captured of it. So why do you say I must have a word to capture the light? But to have a word, I need a lot of richness of thoughts. So all he's saying, my soul must be highly developed, otherwise when this music falls, or this scenery I see of the universe, this impression which appear here in front of me, to make it immortal, my soul must be very rich. Now you see, Solomon, he sees things. And he captured it in sentences. Write it down 3,000 years ago. You say, well, let me tell you, everyone run off the gold. Everyone wants a long, healthy life. But I will tell you, see, you have seen something. You have understand something. He say, if you want gold, have wisdom. If you ever want a long life, have wisdom. Now, he has captured something, but what does it mean? Can you stand? What have he captured? It's like you hear the beautiful music, but you hear nothing.
Yes.
He presented so heavily. And you take out so little straw of it. Because what? Your soul are dead, have not run at all. Now if you see something big, beautiful music of the stars, creation, you have not just to capture that big, you have to expand it. Now who can expand on Beethoven's music? This means if your soul are capable of music, highly trained in music, you will expand because the universe expands, everything expands. Everything have fruits. Now this is just music. Now you say, what is music? It's just sounds here in my ear. No, it's real, physical variations. that your ear pick up. So surely when that variations come, it triggers something in your brain. And it reorganizes things in your brain, which your brain knows, like a discipline for your brain. Do something. Alright, so the thing is, how can I make something immutable? Now, surely, one of the elements is you have make a record of it. You have to write his music. If he can have the most beautiful music, and he can stand there on the street and play it, but the few will listen to it, nobody will write it down, he don't write it down, he do not exist for us. It was maybe there one morning or one afternoon and evening, people enjoy the music, but they themselves, he have present a heavy load, they have just take so little bit. You say, wow, the preaching was so good, what have I say? No, it was just good.
So good, what's it?
No, you have a tip somebody give you have to expand heavily, can stand there. This means you are sensitive, you are mature, you can have fruits. Fruit is not just to produce the tree, it's to produce many trees that are just as big. Alright, so just say, why do I want to multiply? So surely he write it down, then somebody take it, he make another copy, and he make it. Surely we have today in the New Testament many copies. Now in each copy there can come an error. Now we find copies in Egypt. We tried, which was original copies, was very close to the original writer. And then we compare our copies. The most likely is people add things. They always try to add something. So there's a couple of verses which our King James Version, they have now a European copy. Now you know in European, the paper decay. After 100 years, you have not the paper anymore, so you have to make a copy of it. So there was many copies. Now surely the monks tried to copy it very accurate, but he always a smart wrong that think he know everything and try to put some phrase in. Because he know so much. Just a little phrase, a little correction. So I want a copy which was not copy, as close as possible to the original. I don't want interference or somebody have missed a note. He have copied too fast, or he was distracted and now he put a note in which they must not be in. Or put a note in or make a note longer where there must be a rest. So if you look now at the King James Version, there's about 100 extra phrases in the New Testament which was not in that Egyptian copies, which they now date very close to the 2nd century or whatsoever. Alright, so I want to have a copy of what Paul say, what Jesus have said, act exactly how he say it. If he say, be fruitful and multiply, I want that words.
Okay.
Because Solomon say wisdom for gold and so on. You have to say, what does it mean? He have an impression. He have catch something. He have see something. He have bring something together. What have he bring together? So this is the question. Now surely what we actually say. We have a physical world, but we have also a soul. In our soul, beautiful things can happen. Music can come here inside you. Right now, we say to make it immediate, I want a record of it. I want a copy of it. Because one copy something can be a fire and so surely they say the cloth that was over Jesus was still, but then there was a fire. So somewhere at the edges there's some fire. So the guy have just saved it out of the fire because there's only one copy. And surely it's interesting. I say, wow, how's the copies like lasers that have make a certain picture on the. Now the people say, wow, we know for sure it was already here in the 1300s. We don't know clearly the history behind it. We have some indication. But if it was made in that time, what technology they have to make? This is now like a negative. If you have in a phone, you have a negative. And then you make again a positive. So it looks like a negative, the opposite. And had they that technique, could they have done it on material? So some say, because surely this thing goes through many times, then they take a couple of samples. Oh no, this comes from the 30th. But surely there's a lot of things come through the many viruses or seed or whatsoever can connect with the cloth through many years. Alright, so all I actually say, but there's a copy now. Now surely they cannot really prove to authentication of it, but there's a lot of mysteries around that copy. Now surely our modern science want to believe in nothing, try to find the error, even there's no error, okay, stand me. So if they cannot explain it, or then they have the weirdest explanation of very supernatural happenings. Alright, but now we have a soul, something happened, you think of something, something crossed your mind. Now, surely for you to make it permanent, you have to have your music piece, or you have to have your words. Otherwise it's gone. And if you only make one copy properly, it will be also gone. Nobody will value it. You have to make a couple of copies. But even a couple of copies can also, for some reason, so surely yes, the emperor, he wants to destroy all the scriptures. He goes from house to house, seek through the house, surely at that time very primitive, they take it and burn it.
Cultural books and exactly the same.
Yeah.
From all the books of the past.
They consistently do go try to destroy the copies. Why? Why would somebody do that? Alright, so surely you see here the last two chapters, he's saying there was a new earth, a new heaven, and there was not a sea. Now what's the significance of that? And there was not a sea. Where is the sea? What has happened? That there is not a sea. So what is your explanation? Why would you say, and there was no sea? Alright, I will give you a hint. You see, how much can that mind run of you? If I say, if you don't exercise your mind, how can it run? Anything you see, you are blind, you see nothing. Now, to give you a hint, if I say, there's no more iron, what would you say? What have happened with the iron on the earth?
Melted. No more iron become weapons.
I said, there's no iron. And the year 3,000, there's no iron. What will your explanation be?
Didn't take out.
There's no iron. Or you could say there's no gold.
Yeah. No silver.
There's no gold anymore.
No metal.
Now, what have happened with the metal?
3,000 years ago or not, or later.
I say in the year 3,000, we are in the year 2000 now.
3,000, no iron.
What have happened with the iron?
Got too hot, got melted.
No, here's a high civilization here on the earth. There's no iron. What would you say? Don't they say we cannot use lithium? Lithium is very just so much lithium on the earth. If I say there's no lithium, what would you say? For what are they using the lithium?
Battery.
Now, if there's no lithium, what have happened?
There's too much battery.
They have made all the batteries. Now I say there's no iron. What have happened with the iron?
All made used to make cars.
To make cars, yeah. Now I say there's no sea. What have happened?
They have used up the water.
They have used up, yes. They have put it in other formats, other structures. There's no more water. They have built a city with the water. You know, water is a very basic element. You can make any of the other elements. If you have just a lot of water, it may be easy to use water. Water has so many features in it which you can use eventually and build. We give the tree water. Now they are not water anymore. This is the tree now. Now we say, the tree die again and then something go back into the earth again. But say for instance, the tree never die. Then he will take up water and then there's just lesser water. We know now there's a lot of water on the earth. It will take long to take the water. But say if the trees don't die, then there will be, the water was formed now into the trees. Can you stand that? There's now lesser water because there's a lot of trees now. If you can think like that. Because you also drink water and you become a body. You are not any water anymore. You are in a different format. Now, say for instance, we can build many living things. And for that you need a lot of water. Can you stand there? Now you have a big lion and a big bear and whatsoever that do something. The material is not sand for our silicon. The material are water for the things you have to build. Now surely you have other elements also in it. Now you have a water chip, not a silicon chip. Now what does that say? Well, what's the concept behind it?
They have not a silicon chip, a water chip.
No, I tell you, there's not iron now. There's not gold now. There's not water now. What have happened?
It's all made, all used to make something new.
The soul have put structures on it. They have no structure, and the soul put it in a different format. It's a structure.
Yeah, they always say no more trees. Actually, all build houses. Glad I'm going to live like a native among the tree and no house. Very unlucky. This is finished. I told the church people tomorrow. This makes so much sense.
Now they build a lot of houses.
No more trees. Exactly what I said. No more trees.
So why do they cut the trees in the Amazon? It's not only for the houses in America. It's for what else?
Boat.
Well, they cut the trees. Why do they cut the trees?
For paper.
No. It's for burgers. Do you have to think, how do I get to a burger?
Burger box.
Burgers, not burger boxes. So you have to think a little bit more indirect. Why do they cut the trees? For burgers.
Burger comes from the cow is the grass, not the wood.
Yeah, but if there's wood, there's not grass.
Oh.
So you cut the trees for the grass, for the cows. Because the people want burgers.
Another industry. Sacrifice a tree
for better industry. Surely the burger is more important than the house. Because the burger feed the people. Now they can multiply. Each person is like 100 houses or 1,000 houses. All right, now you can just see the principle. The resources can get less. Why? Because somebody put structure, more meaningfulness on it. So surely Paul's saying, creation waits. Make something immutable. How was man not extinct? Man could also be extinct.
How come I be not?
There's many animals that are extinct. Why is man not extinct? Why is the man the most populous element on the earth? He say, I won't go extinct. Why does he not extinct? Why is the most more than the elephants, more than the lions, more than whatsoever? Can you stand there? More than the baboons. He are more than the most sophisticated animals. Just because he has a soul. He can preserve himself. He can maintain himself. The lions can die out, but his soul, because of his soul, he has a more eternal facet. He can think how to protect himself. He can think how to defend himself. He can have all sorts of forms of defense that nobody can invade. He can build houses that the weather cannot kill his babies. He can do so many things to put more and stronger protection on them. Therefore he's so populous, and surely in the future he will be more populous because he has a soul. He won't be extinct. If they come a meteor, he has already a starship to go to another planet. The circumstances cannot catch him because he has a soul.
I see.
Can you stand there? He became more immutable. So there is the message of immutability. Have fruit, multiply, fill, submit. Now if you not submit, the virus will kill you. If you not submit the lion will eat you. If you not submit the elephant, he will break your house.
Feel and submit.
So submit. So now we say, all right, the last one is submit, but surely you have to multiply for immutability. So the human race have populated. You are not going to erase the human race very easy. Today, and as he mature, you won't erase him. He will put some people in a different place on Mars. So should even a meteor or atom bomb or whatsoever can be in the earth. There's other people there. He have filled the earth. Now he become more. So the whole message there is for you to be immutable. Now first man must mature, otherwise he cannot go to Mars. You have always look at the moon and the stars and say, how in the world can I get there? I cannot even get with my horse 1,000 miles. These things are very far. How I'm going to get there? The people are after me. If I can just jump on the moon, they cannot get to me.
That's what we plan to do.
So, to make something immutable, you have to spread it out. Because one seed for some reason. So, you have to multiply if you want immutability. Because Adam and Eve could have died. And they have died. But now they have children that look just like Adam. And they have children. It's like a tree. First a couple of branches, and each of the branches have other branches. That branch has other branches. So we say our generation, your family background is like a tree. There was the father, mother, then this, and then this. You have a clear tree element that work there. So the tree mature. So eventually you have a nation. They fill the cities. Come maybe from a few Chinese. Now they fill all the cities. So they have multiplied. So you are not going to destroy. You can destroy one city, but there's 2 cities, 3 cities, 4 cities. And they are different places. You are not going to destroy a nation so easy. They have multiplied. Now surely this is the principle. Why do you want to multiply? Why do you want to spread out? For your immutability. You say, wow, we want to have eternal life. You say, why do you want to have eternal life? You want to continue. You don't want to stop. How can you do it? What is the principle? You have to be fruitful. You have to multiply. You have to spread, fill the earth. And anything, any enemy you have to subdue.
That's a secret.
This is your secret of eternity. You say, well, I want to live longer. You have to say, how can you live longer? You need a copy. You have to spread your copy. So I make a good deal with you. And I don't want the deal go bad, so I must make more copies of it. And you cannot say there's no copy or this, the copy is different. You say, all right, you have said it, there's your public key that have written it. I have signed it, you have signed it. So we have agreed, and we have a copy forever. You cannot get out of the copy. Nobody can burn the contract. Nobody can change the contract. Nobody can add words or subtract words. I have now something special. I have maintained for tomorrow. Now surely you can say, each special thing I come up now. I could put the record on. And then the record can duplicate, infiltrate. Something cannot go away. Maybe Jesus says something which nobody understands. He has secrets. Nobody understands it. But maybe the next generation, or maybe somebody in the future will catch the music which he has composed. Can somebody just write down some of the secrets he have said something. He knows things which you have not penetrated. You don't know it. This is not scientific knowledge, but there's other things inside you which you don't know, which you have not exercised. We only today realize you can exercise your body, but you have to exercise your soul. This is for the future of our new generation. This is for our better future. They have to develop their soul. They say, if I develop their soul, surely just what Solomon said, I can be very rich. I can live longer, but I have to develop my soul. I have to have new structures, new solutions. I have to grow my soul. You say it's not just a tree that must grow, your soul must also grow. It has this branch and it has that branch. Your information, there is not a definitive amount of information. The information can grow. Now, we have not even words. The best word is logic. From the first, you can maybe conclude to the next one and the next one, and then you conclude it. It's a sort of logic or growth. But the soul must grow. Just as the body can grow, so the soul. But the soul will never stop growing. It will just get better. His memory can just get better. His insight can just get better. His focus much better. His clearness much evidently. This is what the Bible says. If you have 5 talents, you have to grow it. You have to work it. You have to trade it. You have to do something that you can have more blessings. How can you grow blessings? If we can grow physical blessings, you have a son. It's a blessing. It's just like you. He talked back to you. You think you are superior than him, but he can challenge you. Even if it's a memory, even as a piece of music, that structure of death. If you can make many copies, they're forever. Don't think the structures of your soul means nothing. Surely in the past I have to build a pyramid, or you have to have paper and write it down, and then somebody must make a copy today. We put the memory just in electronics. That is not to say because you put it in electronics as a memory. But that memory, we can let it continue. Now, our whole blockchain technology are specific, make that you cannot erase the memory. If you make a transaction, the transaction is engraved. They come up with the word immutable. You make a memory forever. So don't think it's like building a house or a pyramid that's there for 5,000 years. So now you can have a thought, just a thought, and then you make a record of it in some form, in a function or in a phrase or in a memory or whatsoever, and you can store it forever. This is a real structure. Somebody can listen to that music now. He can say, wow, so good for the structures in my soul. So don't think. If in the past say, well, what have you built? You built a car or a house. Today, I can build also a house. It's like somebody built a piece of music. I can store it. Now, I don't need that somebody must listen to it and rewrite it, and all the important people rewrite it. I myself can store it forever. Unchangeable. So don't think the soul are unimportant. So we have now a close connection with the soul and the material world. We have a couple of, surely just when you type something, you put it somewhere in electrons and you can store it. This is a memory. So I write something, I can't forget about it, but I have a memory about it. How I think, what was the thought, what was new in the thought, I can store the memory. And I have now system, now my system must duplicate. If you have not that principle, in my immutability can be damaged. Understand it? If I give it to somebody else, he can maybe change it or after 5 years throw it away. But if you store it, you can maybe multiply it to, then your memory is not gone. Your memory is there. Your photo is there. Your video are there. Your program are there. Your function is there. What you think are there. Now, surely, if you give good memories to somebody, that help his memories to grow. It's like seed you plant into his soul. And then that thought line can grow. So Jesus has a couple of thought lines, which he have, what was written in the gospel. But it's very deep thought lines, not simple thought lines. But don't think this is the beginning and the end of that thought line. This is like a seed. This is like a tree. The Bible says it is like a seed. The word is like a seed. You say we are born from uncorruptible, not corruptible, uncorruptible seed. This is like a seed that verse can grow. It's a tree. It's not just the few words. There's some depth behind that verse. This is a seed. You have to let it fall into your heart, into the heart of your soul. And then you have to grow the tree. That seed will grow to big branches and branches on that and have some fruit and bring some new trees up. So don't think the word is not a tree. Don't think the word is not something that do not grow. Don't think your soul is just this what it is. You can no, many things is a seed. It can grow. It's not just this is the information and this finished and clear. It can grow, the seed. The thought line can grow. It can become something in a different level, just something else. With much more different types of branches. Surely, there's a principle how to do a database. But now the same principle I do to spread the information over all the nodes. Now surely even to explain is a little bit difficult, but exactly the same principle. Also a tree structure. As you go through a tree to get to your right name or right address, is exactly the same thing I do. But just look a little bit different. The tree look like just a little bit different. There are all these paths. Normally I just seek through one path, but now I just let all the paths go. Can you stand there? If my information is spread through all the paths, I just don't discontinue. If this path is not the right path, then I go, this is how I go. But now I make a parallel path, that all the paths run. So it's just a little change. Exactly the same concept. It's also something called initial, they go on like this. Alright, so this is what I say. The word grow, the word is life. There's a growing, a process. So don't think. You know a verse. This is a seed of verse. There are more about that verse. You have to figure it out. You have to think. You have to develop your soul through that seed. The seed comes from very high material. It's a good seed. It has a lot of potential. The seed of man are more potential than the seed of a tree. And more potential than the seed of an elephant. It only generates elephants, but man has a soul. And then Jesus said the kingdom of God are inside you. So there's a highly structured marketplace inside you. Government, organization, lot of activity inside you. Don't think it's just inside. You can put that into a phrase, into words, into a language, into a function, into a solution today. And today you can store it on your hard disk or on your memory, and then you can duplicate it with how you have think it and experience it. Nobody can have to change it. No, some people change on the poem and give them, put their name behind the poem. They are good at copying things. Put their name on. They just the car looked just exactly like a Western car. They put their name on it. Alright, so don't think the word stands still. This only you have to grow it. And it's much easier to grow it than your body you can grow. You can grow your soul. This is the salvation of your soul. The end of your faith. This is the new structures, the new fault lines, the new insights you have. This is the salvation of your soul. Surely eventually you bring it down to understanding, bring it down to information, and the information you can store today freely. So much information, so much pictures are stored today, and the people have a camera. They take more and more pictures of their food and how they look today and what they say today and what happened today with them. They make a lot of memories. Surely in the future we'll say, well, we have a highly good impression how the people have lived here in the century. Surely they have started making movies here from the 50s, but now you can see how the people have looked. Even as a movie and a story, you can see the attitude of people, you can see the culture of people, you can see what they think is important. If they do a robbery, according to what we present a robbery, this is just like a child play. It's too primitive because this is the only how far they think a robbery is. But today, if you make the same movie, it's just much more involving than what they have portrayed maybe 50 or 70 years ago. So you can see the culture, you can see the thinking, you can see how the people talk, you can see how they were in that time. Surely you get some people that stand out also. Normally people stand so far out above the average person. You cannot believe it. You can read books which people have written 100, 200 years ago. It's not simple books. The guy's mind have run heavily to describe a scene, heavy impression, and he could have expressed himself. Not simple. So surely we can read the New Testament and say it's not simple. You can read even the Old Testament and say it's not simple how these people are. Their minds must be highly developed. We struggle to develop our minds today. Surely there was not many people. But some people have started growing there. So now if they grow, they can express things. They can experience things. Only when you are mature, you can start seeing the fruit. But the tree must grow. That's why I say you need a big subject. And then a lot of interesting things start happening. You need to civilize. You need a lot of things happening. Then how happily at the top become very interesting. Things that happen. But you have to develop your soul. Your soul has to grow. You have to grow your soul. So surely, eventually, you will find there sources, a supply source, which the people don't know. There's a supply source. And everything comes from the source. But most of the people have not found the source. They work a little bit in mind, this is how far they go and this is what it is. Some read a little bit books, so now they have a lot of knowledge, they can talk a little bit, but they have not grown, they have not a source. The source is maybe what other little life forms have produced in their highest forms of their life. And there's a lot of people, so there's maybe a lot of good books that can help, but can have you find the source. There's a source. So Jesus is saying, few find the gate of life. Now life means it grows, a source that grows. Now surely Jesus understands there's a source from which a lot of things come. Not just the soul, the spirit come, a lot of things come from the source. Very high encounters come from a certain source. We have not found the source. But Jesus tells them, he knows about the source. Can you stand there? He said there is a source. They are a fountain. And that fountain never dry up. Oh, you understand? There's a river that never dry up. There is a source which supply the life forms, the growth forms that never dry up. So you have to find the source. Now surely Paul tried to talk about the source. He said it's the gift of God. He say, Christ in you, the hope of glory. So he don't talk about the soul now. He don't talk about man now. He talk about there's a source. He say, you can find the source. He say, the power of him work mightily in me. He said, there's a source. Now you can reach out for many souls. You think maybe the gold is the source. But Solomon said, no, the gold is not the source. The wisdom is the source. If we grow the wisdom in the world, we'll have much more treasures, much more gold, much better life, much longer life. If we grow the soul. So he just said, if you want a lot of gold, you have to grow a deeper source. This world, no, surely the people just go in ignorance, work a little on the farm, but only in our time now, because we have a tool, we have built a tool that can remember what you have done. Here is the MIT professor. He talked to the people for a year. Now, I was a good professor, but there's no recording of him. I tried to get a recording, 1 or 2 snips here. But he has given a lot of lectures. Nobody have recorded. Maybe some have recorded, but the recording is gone. So there's no, surely he has say a lot of things. He was a smart guy, but there's no recording of him. Surely you have only to record it, so the MI professor make a recording. Now he put it on YouTube now. If they don't take it off, that professor, what they have said, you get no smart professors, and you get also a smart Beethoven that lived many years ago. And they are not so smart magician today. You have good magician, but not as good as that. So don't think what somebody do in the time on history can be insignificant. You get no Paul, you have written. Where's the other Paul? He have not lived together with Jesus to have impartation. So where is the other Paul? There must be another Paul. Now if you have a Paul, you will have significant writings. Actually, many people have written spiritual books, but it cannot get close. Not even close. He have written some secrets there. He talk about something we cannot figure out. You say, you can be gifted, but you need something. You need revelation. You need, you say this source must open for you. So Jesus said, the water I give you will become a fountain. You say, I know maybe the water, but do you know the fountain? You have a lot of words to know. What knowledge do you have? So Paul talked words. His words is very accurate. He prayed should he know something? That they must know this exceeding great power. He can resurrect somebody. They have resurrected Christ. So I say, what are they talking about? My mind doesn't even want to run. What power does he talk about? You see, you shout have a lot of energy, and he conquer things. He conquer the chess, and he conquer the Monopoly. He's busy conquering fields. Can you stand there? Something attractive. How you give him the games, you give him money, you're not interested. This is complex games, this. The normal things which attract normal children don't attract him so much.
I guess he's an intelligent type. Everything he do, he attract to all intelligence. Yeah.
So if I give him complex phrases, he just catch it. He make a comment. In the comment, you can see if he catch what I say.